All right, Tom, so welcome, KTCU.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You've been on a radio tour lately, right?
Yes, I've hit a bunch of stations so far. I can't even remember, but this is week 3.
Nice.
I put a lot of miles on the car so far.
So you're just going by yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing the whole thing. It's a do-it-yourselfer trip.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're born in St. Louis, you moved to Nashville in 93, had a great songwriting career, and then you moved to Texas just last year, right?
Yeah, I never thought I would leave Nashville. You know, I love Nashville, and I'm a big country music fan. And but a few years ago, I met a guy named Kevin Fowler, and started writing with him. And with every trip I would come down to Texas, I was pulled here a little bit more until I just finally I couldn't stand it anymore, and I had to move down and be here full time.
Cool. So just like better touring opportunities?
Yeah, there's a lot more live gigs. You know, Nashville and Austin are kind of similar in that there's so many people that want to perform that everybody does it for free, and it's hard to make a living in a big city like Nashville or Austin because, you know, all the club owners know that people will play for nothing.
For sure.
But Austin's a great place to be based out of because, you know, you're within 3 hours of so many great places where there are great venues to play at. And the fans in Texas are just amazing. I mean, they're just diehard and just the best crowds to play for anywhere, hands down.
Definitely. So you've done like a bunch of military tours, right?
Yeah, I've been on 9 of them now. I've been 3 of them were to Alaska, and 6 of them were to countries that are overseas.
Wow.
I've been to Europe, Eastern Europe, the Middle East, Africa, Greenland, Iceland, Kosovo. All over the place. Places I never imagined I'd ever get to go.
That's awesome. So
yeah.
Are you planning on doing more of them?
I'd like to. I don't have any on the horizon right now, but I'd like to. Our last trip was to Saudi Arabia, and that was a pretty amazing trip.
Awesome. So with your move to Texas, you had the album Texas Girls come out, and so now you have your new single, Band-Aid on a Bullet Wound. Tell me about how that song came about.
Well, I was writing with this girl named Jennifer Kennard, and she wrote a song called Virginia Bluebell on the Miranda Lambert record. Okay. And I love that song. And Jennifer's a friend of her husband is a friend of mine named Brad Kennard. And so we got together, and I hadn't seen her in a while, and she knew that I had just broken up with this girl a few months prior. And she was saying, so how you doing? How you feeling? And, you know, I said, oh, it's harder to get over than I thought it would be, you know? Yeah. And she said, oh, I know. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. I said, yeah, you got that right. And I said, well, what are we going to write today? And we probably talked about, 5 other ideas before. I said, you said something kind of interesting about 20 minutes ago, that Band-Aid on a bullet wound. I said, at first I thought it sounded a little graphic, but it has a good ring to it. Yeah. So we just started. I said, but let's write it, but I don't want it to be a downer. I don't want it to be a downer ballad. Let's make it a up-tempo negative. Cool. So we did. I think,
So something you can kind of laugh about.
Yeah, just try to, put on the brave face and keep going. Cool. So it's a good thing. I'm getting ready to shoot a music video for it here this week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's your lead single for a new album coming in this spring?
Yeah. Yeah, here in the next month or two. Cool. I've got enough songs for an EP right now, and I'd like to go in and finish up, and do a whole record. But I may go ahead and put out an EP just so I can get it out quick. Yeah. Since the song's getting some good airplay right now.
So whatever you release, is there a name for the album yet?
I don't have a title yet. The album cover has a picture of my car on it, which is a 51 Studebaker. Nice. And it's a Studebaker Champion. And so I thought about maybe calling it Champion, but that sounds like kind of like you're bragging or something.
You drove here?
No, I drove here in a little Kia. I thought about bringing the Studebaker, but it doesn't go nearly as fast.
Gotcha. What else is on the horizon for you? What's coming up? Are you performing around here at all?
I want to line up some shows around Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I'm going to be in Houston at the Woodlands in March on the 23rd at Do-Si-Do, and working on some other dates coming up here in the close by. I got some shows coming up in mostly around Houston, Galveston, Austin area.
Awesome. Cool.
Places like that. And going to be playing in Key West in June and the Grand Canyon this summer. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Well, I don't got anything else for you. Anything you want to say to your fans?
Well, I just want to let people know where they can find my music. It's on iTunes, and you can also visit my website if you want to find out more and get a sample of what my other songs sound like. It's ThomShepherd.com, and I spell it funny. I spell it with an H, THOM. Shepherd is SHEPHERD. There's no A in it. A lot of people want to put an A in it. But so ThomShepherd.com, and you can look me up, Thom Shepherd, on iTunes. And I found an interesting thing when you put in my name on iTunes. Not only do my CDs come up, but CDs that I have written songs for other people, they come up too, because iTunes lists the composer of the song. So you can find my CDs and you can find my songs on other people's CDs if you put my name in the search field there. So,
all right,
look it up.
Thanks for stopping by, Tom.
Thanks for having me.